I couldn't think of a better place to start this tour of Cairns, Australia than to take you for a swim through the Lagoon pool here. And the Lagoon pool is one of the more prominent features that you'll see on any website with information about Cairns or any book. It's a beautiful pool. It's open to the public. It's right on the waterfront, the Esplanade, if you will. And it is salt water. So they pump in salt water and they treat it. And you can come in here. It's just open to the public. It's not very deep. I'd imagine that at its deepest it's probably about a meter, maybe a meter and a half. So the water is really warm, and all along the sides of the Lagoon pool here there are people just relaxing, enjoying a wonderful afternoon here in Cairns. I was actually listening to the weather, and there is a cyclone that is forming not too far off the coast of Australia, and we're under a very moderate cyclone watch, if you will. Cyclones being to Australians what hurricanes are to Americans. So I'm just going to take you for a nice walk through the pool here. Really beautiful. Lots of children enjoying the water, and then along the shore, if you will, they've got some nice beaches that people can lay out and enjoy their time here in Cairns while they get a suntan. So I'm just going to take you for a walk all the way through, much as I've done in other places that I've visited, like in Budapest, going through the baths in Budapest. So this is actually quite the experience. The water is just really nice and warm. And off in the distance you can see they've got some nice sculptures of fish. So after I finish here in the Lagoon pool, you can see the sign right there. It says it's 1.5 meters deep, which I think that's probably about 4 feet, something like that. But after I finish my tour here in the Lagoon pool, I'm going to find my way along the Esplanade and show you the Esplanade here, and then I think I'll finish the tour by heading over to the harbor area of Cairns. So should make for a nice YouTube video, I would think. Actually, I think the water is actually a little bit deeper than 4 feet, as it's starting to come up toward my neck here. But I'm actually on my tiptoes. But you can see it's just really a nice opportunity for you to see the pool here. I thought it would be much nicer to actually go in the pool than to just take a shot of it from the side, as I'm sure a lot of tourists would probably do. But anyway, and off in the distance you can see a lot of the ships that are coming back from days out on the Great Barrier Reef, as the kids there enjoy the fountain underneath the sculptures of the fish. Really wonderful. What a nice amenity for this city here in the northeast corner of Australia. And then as I come up, you can actually see it's low tide. So we're almost at the waterfront. It's low tide here right now in Cairns, Australia. But normally, well, not normally, during high tide the water would be right up against the wall right here. Let's go for a walk on the Esplanade. As I find my way back to where I left my shoes, I thought I'd walk through the park here and give you a nice view of the people hanging out. This is the backpacker element of Cairns, if you will. My hostess, I should say, Sue, was telling me that Cairns has a backpacker element, and you're looking at it right here. is a gentleman who, I think he's a backpacker. Isn't that a backpack right there? He's just entertaining the groups that are here, chilling out on a nice Friday afternoon in Cairns. So I'm going to just walk through the crowd and just give you a feel for what it's like here. Very relaxed atmosphere, as it should be in a tropical location such as this. They have these barbecue areas that you see right up here, all along the Esplanade, and I think up in Trinity Beach as well, Susie was telling me. And you can come down here and just help yourself to the use of these barbecues, and they're electric, actually. They're electric grills, if you will. So the barbecues are here for your enjoyment, and you come through here at night, and about 10 o'clock you'll see the individuals that work for the city here down cleaning the barbecues. So let's find my way back to the place where I left my shoes, and in doing so I'll share this tree with you. I think this is called the mango tree, and this is one of many trees that you'll see here in this part of Australia. So I'm actually going to the rainforest this Sunday, and I'm sure there's going to be an abundance of trees just like this one. I've started my walk along the Esplanade, and I couldn't help but to notice this interesting looking tree. And what I find interesting about it is the growth out of the bark, if you will. I don't think I've seen something like that. So you can see zoom in and give you a better look of that. Quite interesting, as that gentleman over by the car didn't know when he woke up this morning he was going to find himself on TomDownUnder.com, having Tom talk about some interesting looking tree he saw along his evening walk. All along the Esplanade there's various fitness stations, if you will, and here is one of those fitness stations, and you can see some locals, or maybe they're tourists for all I know, getting in some exercise, which is probably something that I should be doing. And just you can see the track right to the right of it, where people are running or doing various riding of bikes and rollerblading. And as I come along back over here, you will see the various types of nice places they have where you can sit along the Esplanade. And then they also have these information centers, and they have different information about the area that you can read up on. If you have a family here in Cairns, you would probably appreciate coming here to Muddy's Playground. Really a nice amenity here along the Esplanade. I learned when I was in Melbourne that you've got to be conscientious. I think there is a law in Australia about filming minors. I'm not quite sure, but I was filming the high school cricket practice when a local had mentioned to me that there's some type of a law that prevents you from filming. But anyway, I'm going to risk it and share the Muddy's Playground with you here. Really a nice playground. They have a really good focus on fitness here in Cairns. There's some water fountains that the young kids are enjoying. And then here are some locals that are taking advantage of the barbecues that you see here on the here on the Esplanade, putting some stuff on the Barbie. What a nice playground. All types of different things that kids can climb on and enjoy. Here's another nice toy that the children can play on. Look at this large fish that you see here. Isn't that wonderful? Almost makes me wish I were a kid again. There's some more. Just beautiful, all the vegetation that you see here, and different flowers and trees. Now we're opening up into a rather large lawn area where I see some young guys playing rugby. Alright, I couldn't resist. I saw this gentleman here cooking up dinner, and you can see it looks like quite a dinner. He's got some really nice beef there on the Barbie cooking away, and these what are these right here?
So this one's risotto, so I don't know.
Is it like a potato or a pasta or a?
Chicken.
It's chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then over here we've got some chicken cooking up. Boy, if that doesn't look good. How many people are you feeding tonight?
Depends how many people coming.
Oh, okay. Big party. I wasn't invited though. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you very much. Okay. So there you go. What a great dinner. And then just beyond the barbecue area, this is an area where some of the bigger kids can play on these skateboards. I tried to learn how to ride one of these skateboards when I was young, but I wasn't quite able to figure it out. Eric Wachter could always kick my butt when I was trying to learn back in Euclid, Ohio. Alright, if the jungle gym and the skateboard park isn't your cup of tea, maybe this would be. This is the volleyball area here in Cairns, and you can see from the sky behind those buildings there that I'm pretty much playing beat the storm. So I'm going to hurry over to the harbor and see if I can't get some shot of the harbor and some of the boats over there. Just alongside the Esplanade, this is the beautiful beach here in Cairns at low tide, and quite interesting because it looks like a desert. And I don't know when high tide is, but I'd imagine that when high tide comes in, and the water comes all the way up here to the beach. But anyway, down there the white building is the harbor where I'm going to take you along this tour of Cairns next. I think that's called the Reef Hotel right there. This is what I've been looking at from my room. This is room 725 at the Holiday Inn, just up to the right of where I'm shooting this video. And this is the memorial to those that fought in the various wars here in Australia, or I should say from Australia. And you can see right behind there is the RFS building, or RSL, I think, Returning Service League. And there is a cannon that you see there. And then if I pan just over to the left, there is another artillery piece that you see. So they're coming up on what's called Anzac Day, A-N-Z-A-C Day, and it's their equivalent to our Memorial Day, and it stands for Australian New Zealand Army Corps, and it's a day that is joined by both New Zealand and Australia to come to memorialize, if that's the right word, the soldiers that fought in the various wars that the two countries were involved in during the last, few hundred years, I would think. Here is the Esplanade that I was walking on previously. On the other side of that memorial was pretty much asphalt, and here it's turned into a nice boardwalk. This is the area that I've been spending most of my evenings walking up and down during the time that I've been here. And there's just a plethora of activity here. You can see here is a hotel for backpackers. And I'm going to just do a quick walk through the crowd and give you an idea as to what it feels like to be walking through the backpacker element here in Cairns, Australia. Okay, so I'll let the scenery do most of the talking for me as I walk through here. It's a real good mixture of, I'm sure, locals, tourists, and whatever else you might find here. I don't think that this is the main area for the nightlife in Cairns. You can see they've got rugby going up on the big screen up there. This isn't the main area for the nightlife in Cairns. I believe that is over by the harbor where I'm trying to find my way before it gets too dark. I want to stop at a little store, Tommy Bahama, just up the road here, and maybe pick up something for my night on the town tonight. I've been pretty good during the time that I've been here. I really haven't gone out. I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock or 9:30, and up every morning around 5. Everywhere you go through here, there's just this sound of these birds. And if you're over on Abbott Street, there's the sound of the bats. So you can see there's just all types of shops here that are geared toward the tourist, selling Ugg boots and souvenirs of different types. Here's an interesting character I couldn't resist sharing with you. Here's a stuffed kangaroo. You can see the display there, and inside they have all types of different Ugg boots and what have you. Kind of cute, huh? Okay, so if you're looking for a place to meet women in Cairns, Australia, forget the happy hour. Come over here to Fogarty Park. It looks like they were doing Zumba or something or another, aerobics or something in the park. So every night they have different exercises, and I don't see a whole heck of a lot of men here in the crowd. It looks like it's mostly women. So they were really going at it as I was coming up here. So they just wrapped it up here.
If you wouldn't mind, it's every year I have to resubmit.
You've heard the expression, 2 birds with 1 stone. Well, here's a lot of bats with 1 video camera. I'm taking advantage of filming and showing you the casino here in Cairns on my way to the harbor. And in doing so, you can see the bats that are just filling the sky ever so quietly. I know my mom is just really enjoying this. I was talking to her earlier today, and she just was telling me how much she loves bats. Look at all those bats, Mom. Isn't that something? Just endless bats just going out for their night. Yet another view. These bats, they're just thousands of them. And all these bats cannot possibly be in those trees that I was filming the other day, but just look at this. What a spectacle to behold. Wow. Look at all of those bats. Making Batman proud, I'm sure. I haven't gotten pooped on yet, though. I know if a bird poops on you, it's supposed to be good luck in some countries. But I don't know about bat poop. Look at that. This camera does really well. It's actually a lot darker than you would think. But the camera's able to pick that up very well. Alright, you can see I found my way down to the harbor, sure enough, as there is a massive cruise ship moored right here at the harbor in Cairns. I don't know what maybe I can zoom in and give you a close-up of the name there. I've never been on a cruise ship before, but maybe one of these days I could do a video, a video trip of me taking a cruise. What do you think? Found my way over to the part of the harbor where you see all of the sport fishing boats and the boats that'll take you out for various types of activities like diving the Great Barrier Reef or sunset cruises. Here's a boat here that says Fitzroy Island, which is a popular island that you can go to. So the port that I was up at in Port Douglas was very small compared to this. They had all of maybe 2 or 3 of these boats that I saw. But here, you just walk along and there's one boat after the other telling you that they'll give you the best diving or snorkeling experience of your life along the Great Barrier Reef here off the coast of northeastern Australia. So if I'm not mistaken, I can just continue on walking along this area here and it'll take me to a popular night spot in Cairns, and we'll see if we can't find our way over there and wrap up this video. I found my way up to an area known as the Pier at the marina, and I was told that this is probably the best place to get a steak in Cairns. It's called Water Bar and Grill, and all along the pier here they have different types of restaurants and nightclubs, shopping, etc. So with this walk down the pier, I'm going to end this video. I was actually thinking of getting dressed up tonight, which I didn't really bring appropriate clothes for this type of a tropical environment. But anyway, I was going to go drop some money at Tommy Bahama's, but after looking at some of the prices, I thought that I'll opt out and maybe do some shopping down in Sydney, and just spend a nice quiet evening at the hotel here on my it's not my last night in Cairns. I still have 2 more nights. The next 2 nights I'll be spending at Susie's place, an Airbnb host out at Trinity Beach, and that should be a nice evening. She's going to come in and pick me up tomorrow night. We're going to go out and have some dinner, and then Sunday I am doing the Sky Rail tour. And if you go on Google and type in Sky Rail, Cairns, Australia, it's one of the big tourist attractions here. It's a not a monorail. It's like a ski lift, and it'll take you up over the rainforest canopy, and then they stop in this village called the Kuranda Village, and it's supposed to be a really nice tourist attraction. And then I'm going to come down on the train. There's a really beautiful scenic railway that comes down through the rainforest. So I'll go up on the Sky Rail and I'll come back on the train. And kind of an interesting little side note is the expression, "it doesn't hurt to ask." So today I went on to the website for the Sky Rail, and in doing so I sent them an email telling them that I'm Tom from Tom Down Under, and would they give me a complimentary passage And sure enough, within 2 hours, as I approached this place called the Salt House, within 2 hours of me sending that email, they replied back that they'd be happy to give me a complimentary passage on the I think it's called the Diamond cable car or something like that. So they're gonna give me a really nice passage on the Sky Rail. And then I sent an email to the train to ask them the same, and I'm waiting for a reply back from them. So who knows? Maybe the whole day on Sunday will be a complimentary adventure. We'll wait and find out. So goodbye from Cairns, Australia. I hope you enjoyed this tour. And as I close out, I'm not quite sure where the man singing is, but nonetheless, hope you enjoyed the tour.